Howdy folks, as you may know, I like ice. In fact, I think everyone knows that I like ice. So a friend gave me these ice sphere molds, which was very nice. But as you probably know, these won't make clear ice spheres, these will make cloudy ice spheres. Boo! So I thought, I wonder what I would have to do in order to get these ice sphere molds to make me a clear ice sphere. Well, we're gonna find out. Now, my idea for this video is to make it like one of those maker videos where like someone engineers a crazy machine or device that has no purpose or is overly complicated, sort of like Colin Furze might make perhaps. But I'm no engineer and I only have a 3D printer, so we're going to use the 3D printer to see what we can do. Now the other thing that these videos tend to have is a number of hurdles, problems that crop up that have to be overcome. And let me tell you, I've had plenty of hurdles. Here's my idea. I want to get this mold into a beer koozie, but it is too wide to fit into any of the plastic bottles that I have. So I think what I'm going to do is print my own bottle. Basically what I did was I print a cylinder that this will fit into, and then the diameter will go down so that part can fit into the koozie, and I'll fill the whole thing with water. We'll put it in the freezer and see what happens. So I took some measurements and I found a new CAD software. It's called Onshape that I think I like a little bit better than SketchUp that I was using. It's got a lot of features that I don't understand because I have no idea what I'm doing, but I found it a little more intuitive to use, because the thing about 3D printing is the printing part is not hard at all, really. It's the designing the thing you're gonna make that's the hard part, especially for me, because like I said, I'm no engineer. On the other hand, these 3D prints take forever to print. These ones that I've been making for this take like 20 plus hours. That's ridiculous. Printed this thing out, but we're not quite ready to go yet. I need to drill some holes in the bottom of this mold. The impurities and diffused gases and things need some place to go, so they won't all freeze in the bottom of this mold. With the holes drilled, we can put the mold into the top of this goblet. We can put the koozie on the bottom, and we're ready to go. So we've come to our first hurdle. The pressure of the ice expanding in this print, the print could not handle the pressure, and so the bottom of it cracked off, which means this is a one-time use item, and that's not okay. I can't be printing 20 hours just for one ice cube. Now I will say the ice sphere that we got from this first attempt did come out fine, came out pretty good. There is a little bit of cloudiness in this sphere, and the core always seems to have a few bubbles in it, but you know, that's not so bad. So I made some adjustments to my design. I basically just beefed up the bottom a little bit, so we'll see if that works. Turns out that did not work. What we have here is a failed print. This is just the bottom part of the mold. I decided to put some water in there and freeze it to see if the bottom would work better, and it does not, as you can see. We thought about putting some duct tape on it, just taping this closed. That should be watertight enough, but I'm just gonna print a new one. So I think what we need to do is try this again, but I'm not gonna leave it in the freezer until it freezes completely, because when it freezes completely, that's when it expands the most and pops the bottom off of this. So I think if we just freeze it long enough for the top to freeze, for the sphere part to freeze into a sphere, and then pull it out, that should work. The question is, how long is that? I tried about 4 hours at first, and that was just not nearly long enough. Tried again, I tried it for 8 hours, and it's almost working. It's getting down towards the bottom, but there's still this big sort of divot in the bottom of it. 10 hours was still not quite long enough. So I tried 12 hours and it was still not quite long enough. There was a little bit of a hole in the bottom. So finally I'm trying 13 hours. Now, 13 hours, the bottom of the sphere, pretty much complete, very good. But I didn't quite fill this one up all the way, so the top is actually kind of flat. So, so, shall I try this one more time? No, I don't want to do this again. This is the worst way to make a sphere of ice. It doesn't work very well. You have to be really careful not to freeze it too long or you'll break your whole thing and waste 20 hours of time, not to mention all the material you have to use to make one of these 3D prints. And I already have much better ways to do it. I have a whole video about making ice balls, so you can even check that out if you want to. Anyway, I don't know if that was entertaining or informative, but that's what I've been up to. It's been snowing here, which is somewhat unusual. Been kind of trapped in the house, and I haven't been drinking. I'm on a little bit of a drinking break, so this is what I've been up to, trying to keep myself entertained. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time.